So in September 2019, we saw a lot of the trends that we've seen happening all year. Consumers are still buying a lot of light trucks. They're buying a lot of crossovers specifically, and that portion of the market is now over 40%, and it was up above 40% in September as well. Now, September sales numbers overall were down a little bit, but the market still looked pretty good. We saw sales of about 1.27 million units, and that translates to a SAAR for September of 17.1 million units. Now, if you look at the year-to-date SAAR, we're running right at around a 17 million unit year, which is down slightly, roughly 144,000 units compared to this time last year. But that all bodes well for our forecast of around 16.8 million units because, again, we do expect sales will continue to be down for the remainder of the year. We are going to have, and we have had, a little bit of a tailwind coming in the form of reduced interest rates. The Federal Reserve cut rates twice in the third quarter for a total reduction of about 50 basis points. We're seeing and hearing from dealers that this is helping some consumers with their monthly payment, those who are right there on the edge of being able to afford a car or not. So it's likely going to help them be able to qualify for that payment. And it's also helping dealers with their floor planning costs. Now, for some headwinds, we're still very concerned about the imposition of tariffs on imported autos and automobile parts. That could cause significant impacts and ripple effects throughout the entire automobile industry, but mainly it's just going to result in fewer new vehicles being sold and prices rising. So the off-lease vehicle market right now is very robust. We've seen steady leasing penetration of above 30% for the past few years and sales of around 17 million units consistently, and that's resulted in a very healthy supply of off-lease vehicles. We expect a little over 4 million vehicles will return from lease this year, and dealers get first crack at those that are going to be equipped and have many of the same features as the brand new vehicle on the lot. There's a big myth out there that millennials don't want to buy cars. This is not the case, right? We've seen recently in Experian data that millennials are now buying cars more than Generation X and closing in on baby boomers. But what we're seeing now as millennials enter their prime earning years is that they are behaving just like previous generations. They're buying the car, moving to the suburbs, and that's all going to start to happen more and more over the next few years as millennials continue to enter their prime earning years. So some of the macro indicators that are going to influence vehicle sales, well, one, interest rates. That interest rate cut is going to help some customers out there be able to afford that newer used vehicle. Really the only thing that we're worried about from a macro perspective in the auto industry is the tariffs on imported autos and auto parts, and we should have some more clarity in the middle of November as to what the administration wants to do on this. So for right now, it's a tough call. I am still sticking to my forecast of 16.8 million units, even though we're seeing a year-to-date SAAR, just around 17 million. Barring any really big fleet pushes or significant increases in incentives to help move some extra metal, I do think we're going to come in right around 16.8 million units on the new side.